was a Compsognathus, which is a very long word for a very tiny dinosaur. He was about the size of a chicken, but much, much cooler because, well, he was a dinosaur. Pip woke up as the big warm sun peeked over the giant fern trees. Squawk went a pterodactyl flying overhead. Pip translated this as, "Good morning, sleepyhead." First things first, breakfast. Pip wasn't interested in munching on leaves like the big lumbering Brachiosaurus. No, Pip was a hunter, a mighty hunter of crunchy beetles and juicy worms. He tiptoed through the dewy grass, his little claws making tiny pat, pat, pat sound. Suddenly, he spotted it, a big shiny blue beetle looking very pleased with itself on a mushroom. "Aha!" whispered Pip, wiggling his tiny tail with excitement. He crouched low, did a little dinosaur wiggle and pounced. But the beetle was quick. It zoomed right under Pip's nose, buzzed around his head like a tiny helicopter, and then landed on the very tip of his snout. Pip's eyes crossed, trying to see it. He wiggled his nose. The beetle wiggled its antenna back. It was a standoff. Then Pip had an idea. He took a deep breath and shoo! The sneeze was so surprisingly loud for such a tiny dinosaur that it sent the beetle tumbling off his nose and into an open flower. Pip giggled, "Gesundheit, Mr. Beetle," he chirped, and then gobbled up a wriggly worm nearby instead. Breakfast of champions. Next, it was time for an adventure. Pip decided to visit his friend Sheldon, a baby Stegosaurus who was practicing his tail thwack. Sheldon's thwacks weren't very thwacky yet. They were more like gentle thwumps. "Hi, Sheldon," Pip called out, dodging a particularly wobbly thwump that nearly sent a pile of berries flying. "Oh, hi, Pip," Sheldon said, his big, gentle eyes blinking. "Want to see my new thwack? I call it the Super Swisher." He swung his tail again, and this time it knocked a single lonely leaf off a bush. Pip clapped his tiny claws. "Amazing, Sheldon! That leaf didn't stand a chance." They spent the morning playing hide and seek amongst the giant tree roots. Pip was very good at hiding because he was so small. Sheldon, not so much. It's hard to hide when you have big bony plates sticking up from your back. Pip usually found him by spotting a plate poking out from behind a rock. "Found you!" Pip would shout, and Sheldon would bellow a happy, rumbly laugh as the sun climbed higher. It got very hot. "Phew!" panted Pip. "Time for a dip." They headed to the sparkling blue watering hole. Pip carefully waded to the shallow edge, splashing himself with his little hand. Sheldon, being much bigger, just plopped right in, sending a giant wave that nearly washed Pip onto a lily pad. "Whoa!" yelped Pip, scrambling for balance. Sheldon looked sheepish. "Oops, sorry." Pip just grinned. "Cannonball!" he squeaked and did his best tiny dinosaur jump into the water. It made a splash about the size of a teacup. After their swim, they munched on some sweet berries. Sheldon was much better at reaching the high ones. As the sky turned orange and purple, Pip felt a yawn escape his tiny jaws. "Time to go home," he said, waving goodbye to Sheldon. He tiptoed back through the cooling forest, past the sleepy, snoring giant dinosaurs. He found his cozy little nest snuggled under a big soft leaf and closed his eyes. It had been a busy, happy day for a tiny dinosaur. He dreamt of chasing even bigger beetles and discovering even sillier tailed thwacks with Sheldon. And as the moon shone down, Pip, the Compsognathus, smiled in his sleep.